Hi guys, my name is Roland. I'm a strength and conditioning and performance coach. I specialize in strength, mobility, speed, and endurance training. At YTTP, I offer the stronger courses, the glutes and core courses, and also a new functional stretch and mobility course. Today, we're gonna take you through my favorite sequences in the glutes and core session so that you can try it out at home, and I hope you have fun. We're going to start this session with a glute band. We have 3 levels at YTTP. If you have 3 different resistances, I would recommend starting with a medium resistance, or if you're completely new, even going for the light resistance. If you don't feel it at all in your glutes, I would strongly recommend that you switch to a harder resistance. Very important is we're gonna put on this glute band between our knees and our ankles. So make sure it's right in the middle. A lot of people hike it up a bit too far. I want it right in the middle though. All right, and then we are going to start on our mats. I'm going to go laterally or sideways. So I want you to come down in a half squat. You're looking forward, your shoulder blades are together, your stomach is tight, so your back stays straight. All right, we're gonna start with 20 seconds in our lateral shuffles. Let's go. Make sure to take big steps. Keep as much tension as possible on the band. I want a controlled breathing here. So inhale from your nose and exhale from your mouth. Next 20 seconds, we're going to switch onto our tiptoes. You're still in a half squat, you're on your tiptoes. Same movement, let's go. Big steps. All right, right about now, it should start burning. And for our last 20 seconds of our glute activation, you're going to switch onto your heels. You want to keep your feet active, your tiptoes are pointing towards the roof, all right? It's totally normal to get a bit shaky here. It's also supposed to challenge your balance a little bit. All right, let's go, almost there, 10 more seconds. Big steps. And 3, 2, 1. Very nice. You're gonna come up, shake it out. And a second variation of this exercise is a little twist on what we call monster walks. You are going to make sure that you're standing mat wide. That means your feet are going to stay this width apart the entire time throughout all 3 sequences. I want you to come back down in a half squat, looking forward, press your knees outwards, and I want you to feel the tension on the band throughout the exercise. We're gonna start with 20 seconds, small steps forward. Keep your feet apart, looking forward, stomach tight. Once again, the key here is to keep the feet apart. It doesn't matter how fast you're going. And again, we're gonna switch up to your tiptoes. Keep that half squat, feet apart. Another 20. And last switch onto your heels. This is gonna get tough. Keep your feet apart. Keep that tension on the band, slow steps. And we got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming up, shake everything out. You can take off your glute band. That should have started a nice little burn in your glutes, and that's how we're activating into this session. All right. Next up, we're going to go into a little sequence where you can mobilize your spine a little bit, and we're gonna start with so-called inchworms. So I want you to roll down onto the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. When your hands hit the ground, we're gonna go forward, step by step, until you get into a plank. In the plank, I want your back straight, your stomach tight, and from here, you're going to bring your right hand to your left foot and your left hand to your right foot. Then walk back out, roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, roll your shoulders back and repeat. Make sure to control your breathing at all times. Roll back up slowly, shoulders back, and we're gonna do this 5 times. All right, on the 5th repetition, I want you to roll down slowly, get into your plank, and we're going to go for a dynamic mobilization. So dynamic mobility, you bring your right foot forward on the outside of the mat, and I want you in a comfortable position here to make small hip circles inwards. So we want to activate your hip flexors. I'm going to do this for about 10 seconds. And then switch the direction outwards. And after 10 seconds, we're gonna stop in the middle. We're gonna do a so-called the world's greatest stretch. I know, must be good. I hope it is for you. You're gonna take your right arm to the floor, or the arm on the inside. Your elbow touches the ground, and you rotate upwards as far as your mobility allows. Come back down. We're gonna do this 5 times. Make sure to keep breathing steadily. 1 more repetition and stop. All right, this one gets a little bit tough for people because they have to keep their balance, but if you can do it, we're gonna do the other side. So now your arm on the outside comes to the floor and you open and rotate. Nice and slow rotation. All right, from here, you're gonna take your right foot back, go into a downward dog. Nice and deep stretch here. If you want, you can walk your dog here. Just focus on your breathing. And when you are ready, you can come back down into a plank, back straight, stomach tight. The other side comes forward. You're in a deep lunge here. And once again, we're gonna make small hip circles inwards. Nice and slow, gentle movement to get that hip flexor activated, and switch going outwards. And once again, we're gonna do the world's greatest stretch on the inside. So my left elbow goes to the ground, into rotation, as far as your mobility allows. 5 repetitions. And last one. And pause. All right. And once again, find your balance again. We're going to do it on the outside into rotation. Last repetition. And hold. All right. You're going to press back into downward dog. Hold this for a few moments. And when you're ready, come back down into your plank, knees on the floor. And we have completed the first dynamic mobility part and are warmed up for the start. The core is what keeps everything together. It is a muscle group that's always engaged, and especially with the more complex exercises that are coming after that, it's nice to have your core and the center of your body warmed up and ready for the workout. So we're gonna start with a quick activation, a mix between a static exercise and a rotational core exercise. We're gonna work 30 seconds in our straight leg boat hold. So getting into this exercise, some basics. I want to do a variation today. There's many variations where we have our lower back pressed into the ground. My legs are stretched out and my arms are at my side, right? You will get into shaking if you do this right. I want you to make sure that your stomach is tight throughout and that you're deeply breathing into your core, okay? That's variation number 1. To make this a little bit easier, you can also come a little bit higher. So you don't have your lower back pressed into the floor anymore. You're also working a little more with your hip flexor, but it makes the load on the core a little bit easier, okay? And the last variation, which is a bit more advanced, is you come back down here and take your arms behind your head, okay? That's exercise number 1 that we're gonna do for 30 seconds. And in a superset with that goes pretty smoothly over into the next part. We are going to bring our feet apart, keep them as wide as the mat, the same with your arms, and we're gonna do so-called starfish crunches. So I'm gonna activate my core. My right hand is going to meet my left foot in the middle, okay? I'm gonna try and bring my upper body up high, and I want to rotate into the exercise. My obliques are being used here. I don't wanna just come forwards. I want to rotate and then dynamically change to the other side. To make this more difficult, you can keep your feet in the air and do it in this variation. Make sure to keep your legs stretched out. If you really struggle with the exercise, you can also do a elbow to knee variation. That would essentially look like this. All right, so when you're ready, we're gonna start with 30 seconds in our straight leg bow toes, starting in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Again, make sure to breathe into your stomach. Keep it nice and tight. Another 15 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. All right, feet mat wide, arms apart, and we're gonna switch into starfish crunches for 30. Let's go. Exhale as you come up and tighten your stomach. All right, for the last 10 seconds, I'm going to switch to the advanced variation, keeping my feet in the air. Let's go. And 3, 2, 1. All right, nice. All right, we're gonna take 1 minute of rest there, and we're gonna repeat that for 1 more set. All right, guys, for the main part, we are going to be working today with a glute bridge variation. It's a pretty basic exercise, but people underestimate how effective it can be, and I want to go through the basics with you today. We are gonna use blocks if you have some. If you don't, no problem, keep them on the floor. Your feet are hip wide. And now, the positioning is very important. The closer you are to your feet, and if you can manage to get a 90-degree angle, the more glute activation you might sense. The further apart you are, you might notice it hits your hamstrings. However, this is different from person to person. That's why I want you to adjust how close or far your butt is from your heels and see where you get the most glute activation. So we're gonna put the weight on our hip bones. I want you to relax, find your position, and we're gonna start with a 30-second activation where you're gonna be up here and hold for 30 seconds. Let's go. Keep pressing higher and higher. Your butt cheeks are squeezed together. And a little higher. We have 10 seconds to go. And 3, 2, 1. All right, quick little rest. For the next round, we are going to do a full range of motion glute bridge. So once again, same position. We're gonna go from the bottom all the way to the top, squeeze at the top, hold for 2 seconds, come slowly back down, squeeze at the top, slowly back down. We're gonna do this for 60 seconds. Let's go. and squeeze at the top. We got 10 seconds left. And 3, 2, 1, drop it. All right, quick rest. And for your last set, we're gonna go into some pulses. So you're gonna keep it at the top. You're going to tighten everything up, and we're just gonna make small pulses for 30. Let's go. And 10 more seconds. Keep squeezing on top. 3, 2, 1, and you are done. All right, you can repeat this set for a second time, this time leaving out the rest if you need to. So 30 seconds, hold at top, 60 seconds dynamic, full range of motion, and then 30 seconds in the pulses. That is our main set. All right, for the cool down today, we're gonna just do a few static stretches, nothing wild. I want you to lay down, legs stretched, arms by your side. Firstly, you bring your left leg up. I want you to hug your shin. We're going to gently open to one side as far as your mobility allows. Take a few breaths here, switching to the middle and crossing over to the other side. Your arms are stretched out. You're looking to the left. You're gonna spend about 20 seconds here and then switch back to the middle. Stretch out the leg and repeat the whole thing on the other side. After you repeated it on both sides, I want you to hug both your shins. If you'd like, you can rock from side to side, really gently massaging your lower back as well. And the two last stretches we have, we're gonna stop in the middle. Your foot is gonna be beneath your left knee. You're going to pull your left leg to you and simultaneously press your right knee against it and hold this stretch for 30 seconds. After 30, slowly let go. We're gonna repeat this on the other side. Pull your leg to yourself, press your left knee against it. And once again, after 30 seconds, slowly let go. And you can finish off this session really calmly. Stretch out your legs, have your arms by your side. Dim the lights if you have some. Make it nice and silent, and just take a minute for yourself, focusing on nothing but your breathing. Thank you so much.